The wind screamed across the frozen valley like a living thing, clawing at Evelyn Kane's worn coat as she trudged through the thigh-deep snow, the weight of her old Winchester rifle heavy in her hands. She had lived alone in these mountains for 3 long winters, by choice, not by fate. Better to be lonely among the pines than broken among people. The world had taken enough from her. Yet today something pressed on her chest, something unfamiliar, a feeling she had not known in years. Dread. It crept along her, spine like ice as she paused near the riverbank, breath fogging in the bitter dusk. At first she thought it was the wind again, but then she heard it, low, guttural, echoing through the snowy silence. A howl, then another, then many. Wolves, close, too close. She spun toward the sound just in time to see them, 4 enormous shapes moving, like smoke through the trees, hackles raised, fangs glistening in the fire of the sunset. But they were not hunting her. They were circling something, someone. A horse lay collapsed in the snow, arrows broken across its flank. Blood steamed in the cold air like rising ghosts, and beside it, a man, unmoving, half buried in crimson slush. Evelyn didn't think. She reacted, her rifle snapped to her shoulder before. She even realized she was running Evelyn's. Boots pounded through the snow, her heartbeat thundering in her ears louder than the snarls ahead. Every instinct screamed at her to turn back. No one sane charged at wolves alone. But sanity had never been her strongest trait. She gritted her teeth and yelled, voice cracking through the cold, "Hey!" The pack jerked their heads in her direction, 4 sets of feral yellow eyes fixing on her. One of them, a monstrous gray with a torn ear, lunged toward the fallen Cowboy's body, teeth grazing the man's limp arm as if testing whether he still lived. Evelyn didn't hesitate. Bang! Her rifle roared, echoing across the valley like thunder. The bullet struck the snow an inch from the wolf's paws, spraying white powder into its snarling face. The beast recoiled, startled. She racked the lever and fired again. Bang! This time clipping one in the shoulder. Blood spattered the snow as it yelped and staggered back. The others began to prowl toward her in a widening circle. Fangs bared, shoulders rippling. She could feel their hunger in the air, heavy and hot. Her fingers trembled as she reloaded. Keep breathing. Keep moving. Don't let them flank you. She stepped between the wolves and the cowboy's lifeless form, planting herself like a shield. You want him, she growled, voice shaking but iron-willed. You'll have to go through me. One wolf lunged. She fired again, click, empty, her eyes widened. No time, the beast flew toward her, jaws gaping. Evelyn's pulse hammered in her skull as the empty click of her rifle echoed like a death sentence. She had no time to curse. The wolf was already midair, a blur of teeth and fury lunging straight at her throat. She twisted sideways, snow exploding beneath her boots as they both crashed into the ground. The beast's foul breath blasted her face, its jaws snapping inches from her cheek. She shoved the rifle crosswise into its mouth just before it clamped down, wood splintering beneath its crushing force. Pain lanced through her arms as the weight of the beast bore down, snarling and thrashing. Get off me, she hissed through clenched teeth, knees sinking deep into freezing slush. She released the ruined rifle and dove for the hunting knife strapped to her boot. The wolf thrashed, claws raking across her forearm, slicing through fabric and skin. She ignored the burn of blood, fingers fumbling for the blade, found it, shank. She drove it upward with all her strength. The steel buried deep beneath its ribs. The wolf yelped, convulsing. She pushed harder. Hot blood soaked her gloves as she rolled the dying creature off her, chest heaving. But there was no time to breathe. 2 more wolves advanced, growling low, circling. The largest, the one with the torn ear, stood back, watching her with chilling intelligence as if studying her limits. Evelyn's vision blurred with sweat and frost. Can't take another hit, not without a weapon. She reached for her belt, only 1 bullet left for the side pistol. Too close, too fast. If she fired and missed, she was done. So she didn't fire. She stood, blood dripping from one hand, knife clenched in the other. She let out a shaky breath and took 1 step forward. Come on then, she whispered, voice hoarse. I'm still here. The wolves hesitated. Not from mercy, but uncertainty. The torn-eared alpha growled, low in warning. Evelyn stared back, unblinking. Snow swirled between them in the dying amber light. For one suspended moment, the world held its breath. Then crack! A sudden gunshot boomed from behind her. The alpha jerked, staggered. Evelyn spun. The cowboy, bloody, barely conscious, was kneeling in the snow, revolver shaking in his hand as smoke rose from the barrel. His voice was raw as gravel. "You done playing hero alone. Or can I cut in?" The wolves fled into the trees, howls fading into dusk. Evelyn's legs nearly buckled from relief and exhaustion, but she stayed upright, staring at him. He looked half dead, pale yet somehow still smirking. She swallowed hard, breath trembling. "You're welcome," she muttered. Then her knees finally gave out, and she collapsed into the snow beside him.